Hi, and welcome to Out and About. I'm Jeff Londash, and I'm back here at the Butler again, and we've got a brand new program to talk. The Butler Art Institute is now, the museum here is now gone with a new form of technology, and I have Joy Mistovich, and she's part of the education department. She's an assistant in that department. She's going to tell us about this, and it is called Aira, and it's a new technology for blind and low vision visitors that want to come in and enjoy all the artwork that the Butler has to offer you. Joy, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks very much, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, so Aira, this is new to the Butler and the Mahoning Valley museums around here, but it's not new around the country. It's been used before, but now someone who's sight impaired could come into the Butler, and through this app that you put on your phone, it's able to advance and enhance their viewing of all the artwork here.
Yes, that's true. It's a liberating perspective in the fact that traditionally the blind and low vision community pre-Aira, if they were interested in entering a museum, they'd most likely need the assistance of family or friends to assist with navigation in the gallery. But now with Aira, they can browse the galleries freely on their own terms with their own interests in mind, because the agents can pull up a map of the museum and direct them to whichever gallery they're interested in, or shopping in the museum store, whatever else it happens to be that they'd wish to learn about in the Butler's vast.
Okay, so Aira is an app that they could put on their phone or their tablet, and the installation of it's very easy. I'm assuming you go to the App Store and download this?
Yes, well, actually, Aira is only available at this time for smartphones. If a user has either an Android phone or a smartphone, then they can just download the app, and once they've done that, they just have to create a free account, and that's in order for the agents, which are the individuals behind the visual interpreting, so they can have a better understanding of what the user's needs are. And once that's completed, then a notification will come up on the user's phone when they're on the Butler premises. If they're in the Butler's main building or in Butler North, that says calls here are free, and you can make a call to an agent, and then they'd simply just hit the large blue button in the middle of the screen, and then they'd be connected to an Aira agent who can provide the visual information they would request.
So one of the things with technology, people today sometimes worry about security, and is it safe to put this on my phone? And is Aira safe to put on people's phones?
Yes, Aira has taken great lengths and great strides when it comes to security and privacy, because it's an extremely important aspect of the technology, because the agents and the Aira users or Aira explorers are sharing private information, whether it's bank-related information or health-related information, whatever you can imagine. So the Aira's staff has gone through great lengths. So all of the agents are certified, professionally trained. They have all signed their non-disclosure agreements. So privacy and security is at the forefront, and nothing will be shared with any of Aira's staff. And also, when it comes to achieving computer-related tasks, an agent must, once the task is done, and if it's information related to just bank statements or just other privacy information, the information is, once the task is completed, it must be deleted immediately from an agent's computer.
Alrighty. Now, with Aira, it helps a person come on, the visually impaired person, but also can Aira be used by people that aren't visually impaired?
Yes, the core principle of Aira's service is to be used by the blind and low vision, but also it's been expanded in the fact that anyone, if you can imagine, whether they're fully sighted or have another type of disability, whether they're dyslexic or autistic, just any other, wherever they are, Aira's agents can meet them where they would require the need for visual interpretation and being able to obtain the visual information anytime.
Alrighty, so Aira is going to transform the way people could come into the Butler Art Museum and take in part and look at all the wonderful pieces that they have here, especially the visually impaired community. They can now come in for a whole different experience with this app. And again, you just go to the App Store and download this, Joy?
Yes, just go to the App Store, download it, and you'll be off and running once you end up creating your profile.
And that's it. And then come down and enjoy all the wonderful pieces that the Butler Art Museum has to offer. This is a wonderful thing that the Butler is doing, Joy, and we thank you for helping to spearhead this and bring this to the public here in the Mahoning Valley.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and really appreciate it.
Alrighty, that's going to do it for this edition of Out and About. Make sure you come down to the Butler Museum anytime. It's just one of the most wonderful things that we have in the Mahoning Valley for you to partake in. The artwork that here is timeless. It transcends the valley. It transcends the world. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. There's always something going on. The family days that they have here, different musical things that you could somewhat hear in the background as they're preparing for a concert on Wednesdays. And it's just a very, very beautiful place to come in and walk around and enjoy and take in all the wonderful artwork that some of the pieces are hundreds of years old. And that's going to do it. And now with Aira, you could partake the Butler Art Museum in a whole different way. For visually impaired and fully sighted, make sure you download the app. And how is that spelled so they'll get that correctly, Joy?
It's spelled Aira. It's spelled A-I-R-A, and Aira's website is www.aira.io. It's AIRA.io.
Alrighty, that's going to do it. So get that app on your phone and come down and enjoy the Butler Art Museum. Excuse me. You have a great rest of the month, and we're going to see you again real soon with another edition of Out and About. You take care. Have a great month.